don't know, but every time we pass it, I'm like, oh, nothing. So I always want to get a picture of it, and that time I did.
That's funny. That's like some of the places that I can't think of the names now that we were passing in Alaska on some of our roads. It's just like the naming conventions of things are just bizarre in the, in really rural areas.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to question, right?
Yes, I like nothing though.
Yeah,
Literally nothing.
there's literally nothing.
That works. That works so so well.
That's what's been keeping me going, though, is like I know in a week I'll be able to go to Phoenix, and it's been my working vacation since 2016. I think was the
Right.
first time I went. I look forward to it every year.
Yeah.
It's like my bright spot in the year because I get to be with my people.
Yeah.
I get to do the in-person convention, which I've always loved the in-person conventions. I like being able to talk to people and actually connect with them rather than just, trying to sell a book and trying to sell a book and
Right.
next. I actually get to chat. And a lot of times my booth mates will look at me funny because I'll spend hours chatting with people, no intent to sell a book, but we have a shared fandom and I love that.
Yes.
It's one of the few places I can actually be an extrovert too.
True. Well, Anita's with us right now, which is kind of cool because I'm struggling to stay awake. Last week I mentioned I had my grandchildren. Yes, we are tired. We've had a good week, but we are tired.
I can
We're
imagine.
very, very, very tired and looking very much forward to our cruise.
Now, when do you guys leave?
Labor Day. I mean Memorial Day.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So
Because
a week
both of
from
us are gone
Monday.
for that weekend.
Yes, a week from Monday. So yes, it's like, oh, thank God. That'll be a nice just like lay on the chair and do nothing.
Sounds good.
No kids, no grandkids, no worries. So yes, lots of alcohol. Maybe.
There you go. Well, welcome everyone to another episode of Spilling Ink. We're the talk show that takes you behind the book to meet the authors and professionals in the publishing industry. And today is our pre-summer chat.
Yes.
It's officially the start of summer. Well, Memorial Weekend is kind of the official start of summer, but we'll both be gone for that.
Yes. And the first weekend up at the campground we opened, so that was really nice. I mean, that to us is, oh, spring is here. Summer is coming. It's like, when we close, it's winter is coming.
We've hit triple digits already, so I'm like, yeah, I don't care if you call it spring, it's summer.
Yeah.
It's too damn hot. And I'm heading to Phoenix. It's 10 degrees hotter in Phoenix on average.
Oh. It's been kind of chilly here still. We had a couple nice days and I got a little sun, and on last Monday, it was nice. It was beautiful out. So I wore my exercise clothes because I did not bring my shorts, and I did not bring my short sleeve shirts because they're sitting in a pile ready to be packed.
Okay. Oh, I got to pack this weekend too. Ugh.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, it's warm enough to wear shorts. Holy cow. Because it was only supposed to be high 60s, low 70s, which I can get away with, the long sleeve shirts ish, as I sit here and sweat.
I'm already in the spaghetti straps. If that tells you how hot it is.
Yeah. My hair's all, I'm like, I don't even know what I look like.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm not looking forward to the heat, especially, like I said, I'm heading to Phoenix next weekend for a convention, and it's going to be on average 10 degrees hotter. And even though I will be in air conditioning for a majority of the day, loading in and loading out is hell.
Yes. Well, at least it's not August or end of July when it's the high heat.
It's still gonna be triple digits. I don't care. It's still gonna be triple digits. We're already at 100 here.
Yeah, true.
We're already at the point where I have to go, it's too hot to go swimming because if we're at the heat of the day, I'm not going out to the pool because I don't want the
Right.
sun burning me while I'm
Yes.
swimming.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've gotta wear lots of, um sunblock this vacation because 'cause I'll be closer to the equator and I will not have had any
Oh,
sun.
yeah, no, you need that. You need that.
Yeah, yeah, and we're snorkeling twice and horseback riding and
Oh,
fun stuff
sounds
like that.
beautiful.
Yes, yes.
Please send
Yep,
lots of pictures so I can live vicariously.
I will. I'll post pictures.
And I will be posting as many pictures as I can from con. Those of you who know me, you know my favorite thing to do is to find people in the best cosplay and,
Mhm.
share my love of their cosplay by sharing their pictures. So I love
Yes,
to find the most unique outfits, the most well put together, the ones you can tell we're giving that extra little bit of love.
right.
Those are my favorite, and then I have been known to chase some people down to get a picture.
That's kinda scary, Katie.
Look, when you're stuck behind a booth for like 10 to 12 hours a day, you do what you gotta do.
Yes, you get excited when you see somebody in your own fandom. "Wait, wait, wait, I need a picture."
And the people who do dress in cosplay, they expect that. You
Mhm,
cannot you cannot put a costume on and walk into Comic-Con without expecting to be stopped. That is
and
just a given.
photographed, okay.
It is just a given. I mean, the days where I even just put on my doctor's coat,
Yep,
I will get stopped just because I'm wearing the coat, and
yep,
that is expected. If you're trying to participate in a fandom, people appreciate it, and we
yes,
appreciate it too that they appreciate it, so
yes.
it's a good thing. But, yeah, if I do see somebody far away, I'm like, "Hold on, guys, I gotta go see this."
Yep.
It's fun. It
That
keeps the
is.
day interesting, it does.
Yes, it does. It does. Oh.
And speaking of interesting, so I'm in process of packing right now for that, and trying to make sure that I put together enough stuff to go, and, my pile keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and you only have this much space and your pile is this big.
Well, I have to run through the thought process, right? I've gotta
Yep,
figure,
yep,
okay, what are my table fees? What is my, hotel fees? What do I need to recoup? And then I have to bring enough books to sell to hopefully recoup that. And
yes.
that's the basis of where I always start, make
Yep.
sure I get enough books. I
'Cause you
think this
certainly
year,
don't wanna haul those back out.
no, please, please let me sell.
What you haul in, you wanna sell.
But you have to make sure you bring enough, and you,
Yep.
like me, have multiple series.
Yes.
So then it becomes, a question of what am I bringing?
Mhm.
So at the start of packing, what do? I go through all of my shelves, I pull out all the back stock I have from last season,
Mhm.
which I didn't do a lot of events last season, so
Yeah.
everything that I have is what I came home with. So that's my
Okay.
base. So I lay them all
Yep.
out, I lay all of them out by series, stack them up so I see how many
Mhm.
books I have per, and then go from there.
Yep.
Whatever's missing, I either fill in the gaps by ordering new, or I make
Yep.
a determination, am I bringing it or am I not bringing it this year?
Mhm. Do you find that the whole series sell better than just having the first in series books and things like that rather than
I do think if you have a series,
Yep,
yes, the series does tend to sell better. However, that being said, you always have to bring extra of book 1 because some people will just get book 1.
one book. Okay.
That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get the rest of them, but a lot of times at our booth, what we'll do is, let's say I've got a 3-book series, like the Little Werewolf series.
Mhm.
I might sell them at $15 per book.
Yeah,
But if you wanna buy all 3 of them, I'll drop it down to 10 per book, and it becomes 30, which is the
instead
same
of
price as buying
45, yeah.
2. So it becomes more of a deal and more of an incentive for people to buy. And at
Okay,
$10 per book, I'm still making a little bit off of all my costs.
okay,
So that
okay.
becomes worthwhile, it becomes a selling point.
Yep,
So
cool.
Anita
Okay.
says, "So how do you figure how many books are enough?" That's a really good question, and it's one I juggle with every single year. My
Mhm.
base number is to have 10, right? Hey, Robert.
Yay!
My base number is to always have 10. So I like to have a minimum of 10 of at least book ones.
Yeah.
From there, I try and make sure I've got 8 to 10 of any subsequent book in that series.
Okay.
So for this year, I have the Immortalis series. I have enough
Yeah.
of those to cover the 10 for book one and at least 8 to 10 of subsequent books, which is
Mhm.
5 books if you count the last one, which is kind of an iffy book.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't have as much control over that book. So that one's
Okay.
it's not as much of a favorite as it should be. It's
Okay.
Nicholas's story. It's a cute side story.
Yeah.
But the main 4 in that series, I do have the 8 to 10 of.
Yeah.
Little Werewolf.
Yep.
I have 8 to 10 of all of them, plus at least 10 of the first one. So those are
Okay.
going. The Asset series, which is the one I was working on, I sold out of last year. And when I say sold out, I don't mean I don't have any copies of, but like I would have sold all of book 1 and maybe still had a couple of book 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Even one of book 4. That's considered sold out because nobody's buying those once book 1 is gone.
Yes.
I've noticed that as a trend. If you don't have book 1, it's really hard to sell any of the subsequent books.
Mhm.
So I had to order some of those because I know that one does tend to sell well.
Yeah.
My Chronicles, however, I'm
I
not bringing.
love that one. I love that
It
one.
was
I
a
know.
judgment call. I don't have enough funds right now
Right.
to purchase what I need to get that series ready to sell. And
Yes.
there's no guarantee I'm going to sell enough.
Right. An Asset series has a history of selling.
Yeah. Now, I could be
Okay.
wrong too. I've had years where I've thought one book was my big seller and it wasn't. Another
Yeah.
book was a big seller. So I'm hoping that gamble does not screw me, but I'm not bringing the Chronicles series. I'm also not bringing the Old Town Pack series. I don't
Mhm.
have any books of those, so it wasn't
Yeah.
worth ordering because I only have very limited funds. I'm
Yeah.
already in debt going into this at this point.
Yeah.
So in total, I believe I'm bringing 130 books. That
Okay.
covers all the books that I had in back stock, plus the few that I ordered, plus some that are my dead stock items, which I do sell in a bargain bin.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine if I was to bring 10 of my books? That's 800 books. That's
No,
like, no, that's not
no.
working. Not working. That would not work. Yeah, do people bring like their special omnibuses
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
versus the first one?
Yeah, omnibuses are a good deal too, and like I said, with the deals that we'll tend to do for like a 3-series book,
Yeah.
they make deals for the omnibuses too,
Right.
especially if they have an omnibus and they have the whole series with them to
Right.
compare. So
Yeah.
like Jenna will bring a lot of her omnibuses,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
keep in mind we're gonna have 4 people at the booth
Right.
this year,
Right.
so there's gonna be a lot of books on offer. Oh, and I'm also bringing Zoe and my MMA coach's book.
That's cool. That's so cool.
I think that's gonna be so fun to show that one off. My 10-year-old drew this.
Yes, it is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. So I'm
Yeah.
bringing at least 130 books, and I figure
Okay.
average of $10 per book.
Mhm.
I'm going into this already about $700 in debt, so I need to sell at least 70 of that 130 to break even. If I wanna eat, I gotta sell a few more.
Yep.
Just so you know, that's how the math works.
Yes.
That just covers hotel and table fees. It doesn't cover anything else.
Yep.
So that's what I'm looking at, which is why I'm bringing so many more over.
Yep.
I'm trying to cover my bases, and I had to make very, I wish I could have brought some of the other book series. But if I'm going to spend any money on anything, I've got to go with the one that I know sold really well last year.
Right.
Who
Right.
needs
Who needs food?
Have you
Yeah.
seen me hangry? You might change your tune.
Yes. Yes. Hungry is not a good look on us.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, I am trying to cover the food side of it too.
Yeah.
I will bring my cooler, and I will have snacks
Yeah.
that are brought from home. So it's not like I won't have any food. It's just going to be junk food.
Yeah. 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 Well, if you have
Discounted
your
trilogies at local book
Yes.
fairs and single books. Yeah. The group buy does work as an incentive. And we won't just do group buy for our individual books. That's one of the benefits of working with these people for so many years.
Yeah.
We'll do deals across each other's books too in order to help make a sale.
Cool.
So we kind of work a lot of things out just impromptu as we go, but sometimes it's like buy one book from each of us, you know?
Right, right.
But it
Whatever
does help.
the deal of the hour.
Whatever works.
Yeah, because I have not been to a con in, oh, at least 10 years.
Okay.
So, I think I went to, a writers conference that we had a signing. And then I went to something out in Eastern Massachusetts on the shore. And those were, and I was ill prepared for both. I didn't have any banners. I didn't have a table thing.
Ah,
I didn't, I think I had, a couple books, not a lot. It was just, you know, so all of this, she's going to show what her
this
things
is
look like. This is
this is what
awesome.
we set up for ours.
Yes.
This is we get a corner booth, which is
Yep.
really nice, and we make
Yep.
sure that every part of the booth faces out.
Yep.
And we line the table up with a few of our books, but behind us, if you can see, there's a bookshelf that we create.
Yep.
And that showcases the majority of our back stock. So we can keep the table kind of uniform even when we sell stuff. And
That's nice.
each
Yeah.
part of the table covers a different person's book that's selling.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very nice. Do you bring those purple, that's purple, right? The
The
purple
purple is,
tablecloth?
the purple's Jenna's. She brings that
Okay.
every time. Same thing with the gold cloth. That's hers too. I
Okay.
bring black velvet. So if you notice on the back where the bookshelf is,
Yep.
it's wire racks that we bring and build every year.
Yep.
Line the back of it so that you can't see through.
Yeah.
And then we also cover the back table with it. So those are mine.
Okay.
And then the banners you see,
Yep.
mine and Jenna's. I love Jenna's banners. Hers,
Yeah.
they're not branded, but they are her book covers. But
Yep.
they are so striking to see from across the floor.
Yep.
So she gets like perfect placement on those every time. And then I kind of fill in, or anybody else who brings a banner can fill in wherever. But
Yep.
hers just, they are gorgeous. I love her banners.
What are the size of your banners? Just looking at that.
Oh God, I don't remember the size of mine. Mine was whatever the standard size of banner you could order.
Okay.
That's what I ordered. Hers are special. Hers are bigger.
Yeah, I was gonna say hers look taller.
And they are just
Yeah.
gorgeous. I
Yeah.
love her banners. Now, you can't see because I don't have last year's picture, but there's a blank space up here.
Yep.
We also have a new banner that says meet the author that we stick
Okay.
here.
Yep.
So to fill in that space, because we don't want to have the gaps. We don't want you to see the gaps anymore.
Right.
We want it to look all uniform. I
Yeah.
think this is probably a 2 or 3-year-old picture.
Okay.
But we do the same style every year. That's been our blueprint. It works. It allows for easy access in and out on both sides for
And
anybody
it
coming
allows
in.
for all four of you or any, the tri-party if it's just three of you.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool. That's very cool.
And the beauty of doing it that way too
Mhm.
is the average cost for that booth, we'll say with tax and everything, is about $1,400.
Okay.
So when we split it up between us, that brings the cost down for each of us.
Yep.
This year we've got 4 people who are going to be part of it. And we call ourselves the League of Fantasy Authors.
Mhm.
But there's a bunch of people that can swap in and out. So this year we've got Jenna, Michael, Jacob, and me.
Mhm.
Last year Michael was there, but he wasn't part of the booth.
Yeah.
So it was just Jenna, Jacob, and me.
Mhm.
We've had a few other people swap in and out, but doing it under the league, and that's what we register the booth as,
Yeah.
allows us to swap in people each year as needed in case somebody can't do it, because you
Okay.
commit to the booth at the
Yep.
end of the convention.
Okay.
You
So you
reserve your spot, right then,
right. So that's why it's so hard to get into any sort of Comic-Con
because there's a waiting
space
list for
because
everybody
there's a
who's yes.
waiting list. Okay. Yeah.
Which is why I was having a heart attack when I was like, I can't afford it this year, but
Yeah.
we're already booked. What am I gonna do?
Right.
So yeah, it's you don't want to lose your spot.
Right.
We've got a good spot. We're booth 766 again this year,
Yeah.
which usually they keep you in the same spot every year. We've only moved, I
Okay.
think, twice
Okay.
since I've been
So you
going.
know the spot, you know feel,
Mhm.
the area. Okay.
Yep.
And you know what's around you. What are there any other authors around you, or are they more comic book and clothing?
No, there's Artist Alley, which tends to
Okay.
be
Yep.
cheaper,
Yep.
and usually authors will get spaces there because it's cheaper so they can have their individual space.
Yep.
By going for a booth, we get the bigger space. We're also set further away. That's not to say we're the only authors that do that. There are
Right.
other authors and author groups that do that, but it
Yep.
also separates us a little. And I
Okay.
think we've talked about this before. Somebody had said, and I don't want to misquote too much, but they said that they don't like it when a convention has that Walmart feel where
Yep.
there's departments.
Hmm.
They like it where it's, you're wandering around discovering something.
Yep.
And I think that really rings true when you have, the artist alley, the author's alley. If you don't want to go to any of those, you're never going to find the hidden gem over there because you're going to
Right.
avoid it because that's just not striking your fancy at the moment. But
Right.
if you happen to be walking past something, you're like, oh, hold on,
Yep.
you're more likely to stop and look. So that works to our benefit, having a booth and
Yep.
being potentially further away from other of the same kind of artist.
Right.
Not that we wouldn't want to be near any others, but it does help.
True. True. I'm going back in my head trying to visualize what the only Comic-Con I went to was in Rhode Island, and their setup was weird, and as a fan being there, a lot of it was claustrophobic. So it was just, and it's a small, well, Rhode Island's a small state.
Yeah.
um,
Size
um,
matters when it comes to these.
yeah, the areas that were relief were like an area that you're in, not Artist Alley, because Artist Alley was just,
Yeah, it's
you
very
know,
tightly spaced.
yeah, this was where they had the lower tiered actors who had their signing booths, and then some comics and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It was really quite nice
Now,
in the exhibition room. Yeah.
that said, too, like one of my favorite things to do in the morning before the show starts is to actually go through up and down the aisles and actually, meet people and
Yeah.
do a little pre-shopping if I have, things I'm looking for. Like my kids, I always look for something for them. Artist Alley often has the most unique, fun things.
Right.
But when it's packed, you
It's
can't
just
see them.
right.
When it's nobody in there and I get a chance to actually browse, I mean, there's a lot of cool hidden gems to be found in there.
Right.
But when it's wall-to-wall people, it's so hard to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Size
yeah.
matters.
Yeah, because of the crowds, we gave up our photo op because my son at the time he was getting claustrophobic and all of that, and he goes, "Can we go? I don't want to stay here. Can we go?" And I'm like, "Okay."
Yep.
And so we went and we sat in the front row of the thing for Walking Dead instead of getting a picture with Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Aw.
But I had him sitting there and he was breathing fine, and we were drinking our waters and chilling out, and but yeah.
Every convention is a little different. The way they handle the space, though,
Yeah.
does make a difference. Even on the smaller conventions, the way you
Mhm.
handle the space can make things feel very
Yeah.
claustrophobic or welcoming.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I know Phoenix has very specific aisle requirements.
Okay.
So they do have wide spaces, but this is an
Okay.
event that draws in, I think the
Thousands.
highest number
Yeah.
I've seen was 100,000 in
Yeah.
2016. The average is about 50 to 60,000.
Right.
So it brings in so many people that even when you have decent sizes and your aisleways and everything, it does get that claustrophobic feel sometimes. And there are
Yeah.
times where I'm like, thank God I'm behind the booth because I have space.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And being, well, Billy at that time he was taller than me. He was taller. I'm like, yeah, he was taller than me then. But I'm really short. So being in a crowd of people, it's just not fun. Not fun at all.
I have mastered the art of zipping through traffic.
Yes, yes, yes. When I'm alone, absolutely. But if I'm trying to keep tabs on somebody, it's much more difficult because I can squeeze in, and
Oh yeah, you should see me on a bathroom run.
Yep. Mhm. Mhm.
But
Uh,
But yeah, the I always do make a difference. But back to the whole artist alley thing, you do find a lot of really cool stuff in there, and I
yeah.
think the detriment of artist alley is it is so compact. I
Yes.
wish there was a little bit more space that would help that area feel more welcoming because there are some really cool things in there.
Yes.
Provincial Con does the space fairly well, but the lines
Yeah.
and crowds can get crazy. Yeah, as soon as
Mm.
there's too many people to overwhelm the space, it does start to feel cramped and
Yes.
claustrophobic. And it's hard to, be behind a booth too when it's that busy because people keep, eye on the prize. They're heading towards a target. They won't look to the side or
Right,
anything.
because everybody's around them, and
Mhm.
especially if somebody's an introvert, this is just overwhelming for them.
Yeah.
Or somebody with OCD or with anything like that. It's just,
It's much
yeah,
easier for us behind the booth when there is breathing room in the aisleway because you
yeah,
can reach out to somebody based on what they're wearing on their t-shirt or what
yeah.
cosplay they're wearing and strike up a conversation. Or
True.
like me, go chase people down because their costume's cool and I don't want to miss it.
Yes, and I already told you that's creepy. Like, you chasing people down, that's creepy.
It's expected.
I know, I know. I know it is. I'm just yanking your chain
That's
because it's
why
fun.
they wear the costumes. They want
Yes,
to be seen.
yes,
I'm just
yes,
appreciating it.
yes, yes, yes. Well,
And of course, I always ask too. I'm like, "Can I get a picture? Can I
yep,
post it on social media?" You
yep,
always have to make sure you get consent.
yes.
That is very, very important, and there's usually signs posted up reminding people that you need to make sure you get consent before doing that,
Right,
because they may
because
be like,
somebody
"Okay,
can
you can
get
take a
aggravated.
picture," but
Yeah,
they may not want their picture up on social media, so I always ask,
right.
and
Yep.
if they do, hey,
Have you
same thing
ever
when you sell
gotten
a
a
book.
no, please don't post that?
Yeah,
Oh, you have? Okay. Hmm.
yeah, I have, and I'm respectful of that. I don't post
Mhm.
those,
Mm.
but when I see really cool costumes, I want the memory too. I
Yes.
have tons of folders of all of the events that I've been to and all the cool costumes that I've seen right there so that I can, relive that memory.
Mhm.
I have to say,
True.
Phoenix does really good with cosplay.
Okay.
Tucson, however, which is a little bit further away,
Mhm.
they were the one that really surprised me. The 2
Yeah.
years that I did go to Tucson, I need to go back there because
Yeah.
they're very artsy in Tucson. I like them. They had the most creative either gender bent costumes or mashup costumes that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Sorry. I asked for the fan to be turned on because I'm sitting here, like, sweating like
Oh,
I'm having a hot flash.
oh
I'm, like, sitting
no.
here going, "Okay, it's like 100 degrees in this little space. I know it's not 100 degrees, but
But you
it's
feel it.
100 degrees." Yes.
You feel it.
And the lovely man did. He looked at me, he rolled his eyes, he got up and he did it. Yeah, it's
But
like
the
good.
the
Mhm.
cosplay though,
Mhm.
it well,
Mhm.
it makes it fun to be there seeing
Okay.
all the costumes, but
Yes. Yeah.
they really, they show off their creativity, especially when they do the blended costumes. And those I think are the most unique. So I love seeing when somebody does that. Like there was it was Prince mixed with Deadpool at one.
Ooh.
It was a purple Dead Rain or something. I forget what they called themselves.
Oh
I was
my
like, that is
gosh.
adorable.
That
Like
is awesome.
there's another one, an elfish impersonator. I think he goes to Phoenix. I think he goes to Phoenix. Lumberjack Sparrow.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah, so some of those are just they're hilarious to see, and so I love getting the pictures when I can see them.
Yeah,
And
because
show
those, I
show
mean,
you guys.
lumberjack sparrow, that's good. That's really good. Ah,
But also, and I've said this before, it
Mhm.
creates an opening to reach out to people. So if you're an introvert and you
Yeah.
have a hard time talking to people, but you have to be there, you're there to sell some books. Like I said, I have to
Right.
sell 70 books just to make my table fee and my
Right.
hotel fee. That's
Right.
bare minimum.
Right.
I do have to do some selling while I'm there. If
Yeah.
I'm looking for an in to talk to somebody, the best in is to find something that you both share.
Right.
And what do people at Comic-Con do? They wear their fandom out in the
Mhm.
open, whether it's cosplays, t-shirts,
Mhm.
accessories,
Right.
whatever, and it gives you that in to make that genuine reach out to them. "Oh my god, you like Doctor Who? So do I." You
Yeah.
know? And then you've got that
Exactly.
connection. It's that
Right, and you
icebreaker.
can dovetail it into, magic and, "Oh, look, I write about magic," or something,
Exactly.
you
It
know?
it's an easy visual icebreaker for you.
Yes, absolutely, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, and I had a question and it completely evaporated.
It'll come back. It'll
Yes.
come back.
It maybe. Maybe not.
Another
Um,
good thing too about sharing the booth is none of
mhm,
us we're never in competition with each other.
that's
We've
good.
all known each other for a long time. We're all there to
Mhm.
do the same thing, sell books, but
Yeah.
we also know that we write in different styles of fantasy.
Mhm.
So a lot of times when people come up, the first question, what kind of books do you like to read?
Right.
We've got fantasy in all different flavors.
Right.
And we can point to, this one is this and this one is that. And he writes this and I write this. And
Yeah.
that can guide people towards what they might like.
Right.
And a lot of time that really helps. If somebody comes in on the side where, let's say, Jacob's standing, he
Yep.
can point people to my side. I can point people to his side.
Right.
So that way we get people circulating around the booth looking at all of our stuff.
Right.
And
Exactly.
if you need a potty break, which happens quite often,
Yep.
somebody is watching the table for you.
Yes. Yes.
You never
Yes.
have to worry. I don't know if I told you before, but one of the first events I did solo, my Sharpies were stolen while I was on a potty break.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Of all things, I didn't steal the books. I stole my Sharpies.
The ones to sign. Yeah. That's kind of bizarre.
Like, what the heck? So, yeah, somebody watching the booth is always important.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I can't imagine not having somebody watching the booth, especially yeah.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
And if you feel like you don't have anybody watching, you can never leave.
Right.
And those days get really long.
Right. Especially if, bio breaks are absolutely
Or if you get
necessary.
hangry, are you going to sell well if you're hangry? No.
Maybe. Think let's revisit that if you're
And then
hungry.
my favorite thing to say is I'm going to take a lap because
Yep,
sometimes I need to step away for a minute,
yep,
get a breather, walk a
yep,
lap around a couple of the different aisles, and then come back and I'm ready again.
yep.
So you
Yes,
got to be able to walk away from the booth every so often for your
right.
own sanity.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I enjoy. I like the fact that we've always had at least 2 to 3, sometimes 4 people with us
Mhm.
when we do this because that community spirit helps in so
Yep.
many ways.
Yes. Yeah. I yeah, I can't imagine going solo. I mean, at least at the signing in New York when I was there for the writers conference, I knew the writers on either side of me through Backspace.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was the Backspace conference, so there's a lot of different writers and, I did have a stack of books that I had brought in my roller, rolling thing, so I did have books that time.
Kind of need
So,
those.
yes, you kinda need those. And, I mean, I've seen the banners and being at the Backspace one, there wasn't any banners. We didn't have
Mm,
real fancy booths there because it was sort of an after the conference. So I think it was just writers buying other writers' stuff
okay.
versus the one in Western Mass. That was most definitely a conglomeration of people, and some were very well prepared, some were not. That was when I saw the psychic. She wrote a book, and it was really quite wild.
Ooh.
Because I went to say hello to her, and somebody stepped up to the line, and she kind of looked, and she was like, "I sense you're from a big family and you lost somebody recently." And the guy just kind of looked at him, and I went like this, and I walked away because my husband's uncle had died like the week before.
Oh, crap.
Yes. I was like,
Makes sense. Oh,
okay, she truly is psychic. There goes that question.
that's what freaked you out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I wandered away because I'm like, I don't really want to talk to her. I don't really want to know. But it was really funny.
Oh.
Oh my. Well, I've shared with you and Rebecca the preview that I got for the Kickstarter book. It was
So
really pretty and
pretty.
shiny.
So pretty.
Yes.
Oh, that's so
Yes.
cool.
Yes, the foiling came out nice. So I can't wait to get the book in my hand. And I like the edges. The edges came out pretty good too. So
Mm.
it's like, ooh. So I'm still toying with the idea of doing something at some point, but we'll see. I keep going, well, maybe.
One of these days, you'll have to do Phoenix with us.
Yes, yes,
Be a part of the League of Fantasy Authors.
yes. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
Although for you, the problem would be getting all of your stuff down there because the way we do it, Jenna is in California. She drives and
Mhm.
stops at Vegas,
Yep.
picks me up. So she's driving her load in, bringing my
Mhm.
load with her.
Yep.
Jacob is from Tucson, so he's just
Yeah.
driving up from Tucson. And Michael, so we're having 4 this year, so Michael will be
Yeah.
there with us. He lives in the area. So
Okay.
everyone's driving their stuff in. And you've seen my tower of crap.
Yes. Yes.
Shipping that becomes a problem.
Probably. Yeah. That would be interesting about to try to do that, but yeah, I'd have to think about that.
Experience is fun.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
experience is really fun, and you do the math. You figure out
Yeah.
how much it's gonna cost you to bring your stuff, how much it costs you for
Mhm.
your table fees, your hotel fees, and then how many books you sell at your average
Yeah.
price. Like, I average it at 10, even though
Yep.
we'll list some at 15, and I do have some in the bargain bin at 5.
Yeah.
RV road trip, yes.
Yes.
That's actually that is a bucket list dream of mine because this is the start of convention season. I have
Yeah.
always wanted to get like an RV and do Phoenix and do Colorado and
Yeah.
do there's one in Portland that's
Yep.
huge. And then there's a couple in California. I would love to just do the road trip circuit and hit
Yeah.
all of them through the summer. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Need a lot more funding for
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah. For the past 2 years, I've been part of the book vault at Literary Love Savannah.
okay.
I think maybe next year I might sign up. I don't know. It depends. I've got to talk to him because we'd have to go to Savannah, Georgia in July. So
The humanity.
yes, yeah, yeah. But that's the one that and the book vault. It's like the kids book fairs where they go in and they pick books. In
Uh-huh.
this case, the people at the con go in there and pick books, and everything in there is free. So you have a few, I send them 10 copies of one of my books, and they get snapped up,
Hmm.
which is kind of cool. So
That is
I'm
kind of
doing
cool.
I'm doing Ancient Goddess this year.
I like
So
that. I got half of mine to do blind date with a book kind of stuff, but I don't know if that would
yeah,
work at a convention, where you wrap the
yeah,
books in brown paper.
yeah.
I don't know if that would work.
That would be kind of, I don't know. That's sort of what we're doing for the book box, though.
Yeah.
The 30 authors who are in it, but the 15 is a blind book box, so you get 15 of those authors, So yeah, I mean, it could be fun. I mean, especially if it's an author that somebody really follows. But if you're an unknown or barely known, kind of like me, kind of like me, it might be an odd sell.
That might be. Now, that said, we
Yeah.
have been going since at least 2016.
Yeah.
There are people who know.
Okay.
Like they come and say hi to us every year because they have seen us every year.
Yeah.
So we do have, I wouldn't say like, diehard fans, but we do have people who look forward
You
to
have
seeing
groupies.
us.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
some groupies.
And they'll, they might buy a new book if we have a new book out that year, or
Yeah.
like some of them are like, I didn't get this one last year, so I'm going to get this one now.
Yeah.
But we do have people that remember us because we've been there so long.
Okay.
So as a
Yeah.
mystery box, yes, mystery
Yeah.
boxes are, I have a love-hate relationship with those because you never
Yeah.
get what you want in them, but they
Yes.
sell. It's
Yes.
gambling basically.
Yes.
I do love that idea, and maybe I'll pose that to the group when we all get together to do a couple of mystery boxes
Yeah.
and see if they want to do something like that because it could be fun. We've
Yes.
also done cosplay bingo a couple of
Yeah.
times with mixed
Yeah.
results, where we print out a bingo sheet, and
Yeah.
the idea is you get a picture of yourself with the person on your square, and then
Yeah.
you come back and bring it to us and show us your cosplay pics,
Yeah.
and you'll get 5 or 10% off whatever the deal is.
Oh, neat.
So it's a
Yeah.
fun way to get people to go out and do stuff, and
And
some
come
years
back.
we've had good luck with it, and some
Yeah.
years people don't really care. So
Yeah.
it's always a crapshoot, but it's a fun idea.
Yeah. It is. It is. Yeah. Mystery box might be kind of cool.
Could
Oh,
be.
shit. Sorry. The
I'm
dog
gonna
barked and scared me.
have to pose the idea to the group and see what they think of maybe doing a mystery box.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
And I have a bunch of craft paper, so I could do
Yeah.
a blind date with a book, wrap a couple books up
Yeah.
and, tie them up with ribbon.
Yeah.
Dog has something to say about that too.
Yeah, well, Darren's playing with her. You're not hearing the scratching and the scrambling everywhere as she tries to get traction on the wood floor.
Aw.
But she has not let him sit down. He's her playmate.
Gotcha.
So, yep, he's her playmate.
Fair enough.
Definitely. Yes, yes. Anytime we come, he's her playmate. So, did I show her off last time?
Last time, yeah.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
last time, but you've shown her to us before.
Okay.
The white
all right.
one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not the full white one. This is Beckett,
Maybe
the
I'm thinking of
German
another one?
Shepherd. Well, no. My son has one, Klaus.
Maybe that's the one I saw.
The Klaus is a Pomeranian husky.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
one I saw.
Darren, hold on a second. Beckett, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, no. Come here, girl. You want a treat? Come here. Come. 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 Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Say hi. This is Beckett.
Aw.
This is Beckett. Yes,
Crazy puppy.
yes. He's gonna get a treat. Yes, that's Beckett.
Okay, that I hadn't seen Beckett before. I saw the other one.
Becket's 80 pounds. And Becket's 80 pounds. I was sitting in her corner of the couch. She climbed up behind me and like sat on my shoulder, full 80 pounds on my shoulder. And I'm like, no. So I'm tilting over.
Yep.
So yeah, sorry for the dog barking in the background.
Beckett's about the same size as Missy.
Yes. Beckett is a very large dog. It's funny because Vicky said the huskies that pull. Oh, thank you. The huskies that pull the sleds up north
Uh-huh.
are smaller than Beckett.
Yeah, huskies are actually smaller.
They're about the size of Klaus. She said they're all about the size of Klaus. Is smaller. I think they're somewhere between Klaus and Beckett, but not, Beckett's size. But yeah, she was surprised.
That's why we
Because
think Missy
they
was
did
mixed
get
with
to do
German
the
Shepherd.
they did get to do the helicopter ride on the sled dog.
Oh, yay!
Yay! So I'm sort of envious. That was the one thing that was canceled on us.
I know, you told me about that.
Yeah. So we have video because she took video for us and sent it to us, and
You get to live vicariously.
yes, 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 and yeah,
Yeah, that's why we think Missy is mixed with German Shepherd, because we
yep,
know Mom was husky and Mom was much smaller.
yeah,
But she's 85 pounds and
yep,
she's huge, just
yeah,
huge compared to normal huskies.
yes,
I think
yeah.
normal husky tops out about 65 pounds.
Okay, yeah. Beckett is huge.
Yeah.
She's big, but she's very well behaved when, especially when we have the shock collar on her. We don't shock her, but we put it on her, and she listens to
They're
everything.
smart. They know and they don't want to have that happen again.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. They had to train her with that because otherwise she would be, just wild. But yeah. So not only have we had the 3-year-old and the 6-year-old, we've had
The puppy.
Beckett, which is in of itself another child sometimes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So yeah, yeah. It sounds like they're done. They're done roughhousing. But it was funny. I was sitting on the couch and Darren was napping, and Russell was playing his game, and the dog was sitting there, and the dog starts whining. Like, what are you whining? Do you need to go out? So I come and I open the door. Nope. She just wants to play. Her playmate is sleeping.
So sad.
Yes, yes. But she's been a good dog. She's been good. She hasn't, necessarily, put her face in our face in the morning and licked us. So thankfully, she's very patient.
Good thing.
Yes, yes. So,
I've got
uh,
Allie's supposed to be house sitting for me next weekend.
yeah.
She's going to bring the dachshunds back over. So I'm
Okay.
wondering how Missy's going to enjoy two little
Yes.
dachshunds.
Yeah. Little hot dogs.
Well, because the first dachshund that Allie got,
Yeah.
she's little Karen.
Okay.
And towards the end of when Allie was living with us, while she had
Yeah.
Anduli, that's her first dachshund's name,
Yeah.
Missy started becoming scared of Anduli. She would come hide in my room and squeeze herself into the smallest spaces to hide from Anduli.
Get away.
This little, this little, not even 8-pound dachshund is scaring my 65-pound
Yes.
husky.
Yes. Yeah.
My 85-pound husky. Anyway, so now she has two. She has Copper now as well.
Okay.
Copper's a sweet boy, but he's still he's a neurotic little dog. Like,
Yep.
sweet as they can be, little dogs, I just swear, are all neurotic.
Yes, I
I'm just
think
wondering
you're right.
how is Missy going to handle both of them?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the arrival of the children. No, I mean, when we were working, the kids did not come in our room at night because
Okay.
we bribed them with donuts. We said, if you're good and don't come in until the morning, we'll give you donuts for breakfast. So they
Okay.
got donuts for 2 days. The third day we said, you're not getting donuts. You need healthy meal. So, but yes, yeah, okay. We're trying to be responsible grandparents.
You
and
do what you can.
and we're here, so we can't sugar them up and give them back to their parents.
True.
So,
Very true.
so we know the consequences of doing that.
Yep.
But it's actually been pleasant. So
Well, good.
yes, outside of the the scam child. Yes,
I think every child
lessons
does
learned.
that, though. Every child finds a way to do that.
Yes, well, Yeah.
Back when we
Yeah.
were kids, it was the fun lines you could call that surprised your parents with crazy phone bills.
Yeah. Or sneaking the money for the ice cream truck.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. And getting caught
Yep. Every
with the
kid
ice
does it
cream.
in their own
Yep.
way. They find a way
Yep.
to run up your parents' credit card bill without them knowing and then get busted.
Yes. Yes.
It's almost a childhood rite of passage, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, and at least he learned his lessons at 6.
Oh my god. I told you, Zoe is already like aware of TikTok Shop now, and
Yes.
like, no way in hell am I putting my credit card anywhere near
Mm-mm.
social media. Okay,
No.
it's just
No.
not happening.
It's not happening. Even the gaming systems, you gotta be careful. I mean, because that's what Russell was doing. He was just
Yep,
buying coins, buying this, buying that, buying
yep. Like I said, Hunter will do it occasionally, but he knows that I know all of the notices pop up on my
Yep.
phone, so he stops and asks now because he knows there's nothing stopping me from getting the notice, and I will see
Right.
it.
Right.
So that
And
has
you
curbed
will.
some things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the company was good enough to give my kids their money back.
Goodness.
Yeah, you
Oh,
know, yeah. So that was a good thing. But it's still, it's like uh,
well,
so
before we go, because we're getting towards the end here,
yeah.
you got the foil special editions.
Yes. Yes, I do.
How are they going to be available? Is that part of your Kickstarter?
That is only available through the Kickstarter. So
Okay.
at this point, it's only available through the Kickstarter. Unless I have to do a bigger print run, then I have to split it between what has to be sent out on Kickstarters and have the rest sent to me. And
Okay.
then it would only be direct, that people could get it. But I'm hoping that that the print run that I have to do will satisfy the Kickstarter and I don't have to do a bigger print run.
How's the Kickstarter going?
We have almost 300 followers. So
Woo!
this is followers. It starts on June 10th. So it goes live on June 10th for 21 days.
Okay.
So we're just getting at the beginning of the July. I guess Kickstarter's doing romances and a romance month thing on Kickstarter. So we'll get a little bump of that on the last day, I think, day or two.
Okay.
Um, because we go 21 days. Yeah. So
So
it
you've
will
got
be
the
July 1st.
followers
Yeah.
before
Yep.
it's open. Does that
Before it's open.
translate to the supporters once it does open? How does that work?
Some of it translates, but Kickstarter matches your followers.
Oh,
So
okay.
they'll channel more people into that based on how many followers you have, or at least that's what I understand.
Okay.
Because only a fraction of the people actually follow through and buy. But it would be nice if, even a fraction of what we have buy and then go on because we have 250 boxes. So I think it's 100 of the 30 and 150 of the um, blind boxes or the other way around. I don't remember which, but we have a limited offering.
Okay.
So once it sells out, it sells out. you
What's the
know,
asking price?
for the 30 box, it is 450. For the 15, it's 300.
Okay.
But considering if you look at Kickstarters and all the special editions,
Mm-hmm.
even the paperbacks, they're selling paperbacks for $15 or $20 a piece
Right.
anyway. So 30 times that, you're still getting a deal.
No, I understand that. Like
So
I said, I will sell in person. We
yeah,
will list a book at 15, which
yeah,
matches pretty much what you see on
yeah,
retail,
yeah,
but we may sell it for less on a deal to make
right,
a deal. But yeah,
right,
so I always
right,
average $10 is my average. So that covers
right.
the bargain and the expensive.
Exactly. And that's just a regular print on demand one. It's not a special edition that has a print run.
Okay.
Um, Same with, I mean, I think 21 of the 30 authors are doing special editions. The
Okay.
other 9 are doing new to print books.
Okay.
So these aren't anywhere else. What you're getting here is special.
Right.
So,
This is your
eh,
truly unique
yep,
first
yep,
offerings. Okay.
exactly. And they're all wrapped. They'll all be wrapped. So it's an advent calendar box. So
Now,
it'll,
who is somebody physically putting these all
yes,
together?
yes,
Oh my God, the man-hours involved in that.
yep, yep.
Oh. Yeah,
Yes,
you gotta think of that too, that the time involved in actually
time and effort and doing the boxes and things like that. Not only are, I mean, so that's the other questionable thing about the Kickstarter. If I decide to do one and go through CC, which I loved what they did with this, and I loved what I've seen with other
it's so
ones that do
pretty.
this. I know it's just
It's so
gorgeous.
pretty.
I can't wait to show everybody. um, but then it's the fulfillment part that's like, oh, if I sell 150 books through this and I get, a print run of 250 or 350, then I have to get the books, I have to store the books, I have to wrap the books, I have to mail the books. That is the part that has me like, do I really want to do this? But I want the pretty books. But do I really want to do this? But I want the pretty books. It's like, yeah. But I will be retired, and so will he. So, I can, you know, have a partner wrapping stuff.
Put him to work.
He's sitting there like not listening to me, or if he is, he's just looking, going, "Yeah, right." The back of his head. So, um, but it's yeah. So, Stella needs the books by October to
Okay.
get them out mid-November. So that's the wrapping, packing, and packaging of all the
Mhm.
books. So, and the one thing about CC is each book comes shrink wrapped.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So yeah, it's not, like
Not
Amazon
like a
throwing books.
box of books thrown, yeah. I got my order last week. One of the boxes was literally just books thrown in. Thank God none of them were messed up
Yes.
because I don't have time to reorder.
Right.
Oh, and remember I said that Zoe's book, Zoe and my
Yeah.
coach's book is going with.
Yeah.
I forgot to warn him to order early.
Yes.
So he's like, I'm not going to be able to make the order. I had to order them retail. I was like, well, at least you're going to get your royalty from ordering them retail. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully they'll be better packaged than what mine were because mine were literally thrown into a box and sent.
Right. Right.
God damn
But yeah.
it.
Yeah, I haven't had an issue with Ingram Spark with all
No, they're
the
very good about printing and
with
shipping.
with all well, some people have. Some people lately have, but not huge. Not like some of the ones with Amazon or some of the others, but it's just like they did pretty well packaging my
Mhm. But
proofs or
always
my
leave,
author prints because I got one of each. So now I have one of each of my hardcovers. So
but always leave 3 weeks at least to
yes,
get your books because
yes.
otherwise you're not giving yourself enough time.
Yeah, and if you're doing hardcovers,
Oh, even more.
it's like 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Factor 2 months minimum. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Robert
yeah,
says it right. There's
yep,
nothing more aggravating than finding your newly printed, freshly ordered books come in bent.
thanks. Yep,
Oh,
yep.
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Arcane Society, poor Arcane Society. The customs agents did a knife down the side of one of the boxes.
Oh no. Did they cut your book? Oh no.
They cut their books. She was just like, "Couldn't you have done the top?" They just did it right through the side.
Oh.
Mhm. Damaged all the books in that box. And it's just like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dudes, I get you're trying to look for drugs or whatever,
Damn.
But do you have to do that? Did you have to use?
Yeah, and with the time it takes to get new
Yeah.
orders in, it's yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at
Oh,
this point, it's going to take 3 months, 2.5 to 3 months for mine to come in. So I'm going to be, if everything goes smoothly, it will be on the wire.
Sell them as
So,
special editions. Yeah. I told my
yeah,
coach, I was like, you order the retail, drop your price to the lowest you can possibly drop it, order
yeah,
them retail, you're going to get a royalty off of it,
yeah,
and you'll get them faster. But you do
yeah,
end up spending more that way.
right,
But
right,
yeah, he wanted to
exactly.
get them in time, and I leave next Wednesday or next Thursday.
Yep,
So, and I wanted him to sign them, and I want Zoe to sign them so that I can bring them to the convention already
yep,
signed by both the author and the illustrator.
yes, yep. Yeah, it's fun. And lately, especially Amazon and whatnot, as you said, thankfully your books weren't damaged, but
I
there's
was
been a lot of
lucky.
people that are just,
I was so lucky because you know how that box folds?
yeah,
One book was shoved into the fold. I don't
oh,
know how it did not get all bent out of shape
yeah,
because it was like wedged in perfectly into the fold. I don't know how that happened.
yeah, yeah,
Oh my God.
yes, yes, that would have been cry worthy, but
And remember, I had to like judgment call. This is the set
yeah,
of books I'm ordering. I can't order anymore. I'm
right,
already in
right,
debt. I've already like I have
yeah,
to sell at least 70 of the 130 I'm bringing just to break even.
right,
I can't afford any mishaps.
right, right. Uh,
So
anyway,
praying that I sell some
yes,
books. Please send me all the
yes,
luck. I do need to pay my people back because
yes,
they
yes.
fronted the money for me to go. So I'm in debt. I must pay them back.
Yes, and I hope you sell all 130.
It's never happened. So
I know. Well,
I'm not even gonna look at that as a possibility. It's never happened before.
I'll send you my karma.
Okay. My goal is at least half. I don't need to eat. It's okay.
Yes, yes. So, well, yeah.
But when we come back, I will tell you how it all went. Next week, guys, we will not be here because next week is convention and your vacation.
Yes, yes, and
Yay!
the week of the following week we won't be here either because we're away 2 weeks.
So we'll be
2
back in
weeks.
2 weeks to tell you how it all went.
3 weeks. We'll be
Celebrate
back in,
29.
yes, yes, we'll be back in 3 weeks because in 2 weeks I'll still be down there. So it's, I think it's hold on. We'll be back on, hold please, on June 15th.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You guys heard it.
So, so wishes, and my Kickstarter will be live. I'll be able to tell you how we did on the first 5 days, and
Okay.
we'll be able to hear about the con.
We'll have lots of tea to spill.
Yes, yes, and lots of pictures of cosplayers.
Yes. Yes. We will have a reel of cosplay to show you.
Good.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you again next time.